So we'll start with this sort of bass sound that I've got here. There's not a lot of bass on it because I've taken a lot of the bass off, which I'll show you how to do. But okay, so we're dealing with this channel, channel 6, which goes all the way down here. Starting at the bottom, we have the fader here, which is obviously the level, the volume. You have panning, so you can turn it left to right. If you've got a stereo TV, then that should be going left to right. If you haven't, then it will sound exactly the same. And shame on you, you should get one. Okay, moving up to here, these are more just level controls for more things coming in, so we'll ignore them. It's just like another one of those. Then you've got, this is basically like a very sophisticated treble and bass control on your hi-fi, but a lot more complicated. So you can, if you want to add bass, you just turn this bass up. If you want to add treble, you add this. Which again, if you've got a crap TV, you probably can't hear anything. It serves you right. Then the rest of them, instead of just being treble and bass, you can choose a frequency that you want to boost. And you can use this creatively by choosing a frequency quite low, boosting it, and then you sweep that frequency. It's very and that's a sound you hear on many trance tracks, many tracks generally. And these buttons up here, they're basically sending out to effects. Over here, I have a whole rack of lovely, beautiful effects like echoes, reverbs, all kinds of sort of, they're like the magic dust you put on stuff. And so on the mixing desk, these controls just send to them. So if you combine all that, you can sweep the frequency, send it to some echo, and it already sounds very trancey. And then you send the echo back to itself. And then also, each channel also has an on and off button, so you can bring everything in. So this is basically what I do in my live sets, is you have all these channels separate, all these sounds are playing, you can see every green light here has got a sound underneath it, and I'm just going to switch them in and out, send them to the echo, feed the echo back, send them to different effects, control the levels, and you can sort of like build a tune out of silence. So I'll try and give you an example now, but it'll probably sound a bit rubbish because I'm not really set up. Okay, so if we start with that one. Send it to a bit of reverb, I've got a lovely big reverb. That's actually the sound of a cat I strangled earlier. Oops. So there you go, there you have it. Basically, over here is some of the effects when I was sending it to the echoes. These quadriverbs, they're like very cheap. This is my first ever effect. Now it doesn't work, so I bought another one off eBay for 80 quid. This is all reverb stuff. These are my sound cards. Just bought them, they're really expensive and I'm really pleased with them. Eventides, they do the really posh sounding reverbs, like the big one I had here. Just put a big reverb on the cat. And how it just echoes on nicely and pure. So that's the eventide stuff. These distressors, when something gets too loud, they just bring down the level, and you can use that in a very creative way. So you can distort stuff and compress the waveform so it sounds really, really tight, and change the sort of the attack on it, as it's called, which is the initial sort of bok of the kick drum. For example, another great toy. This thing looks good. It's got lots of knobs, but again, it's just an EQ, like I was explaining here before, where you control the treble and the bass and boost frequencies. And that's about it. I've been sent this to try, which I'm thinking about buying, but it's really expensive. But it has got 10 tubes in it, those glowing old tubes in it, which get really hot, like light bulbs, like the old hi-fis with light bulbs coming out the top. And there we go, guitar amp there. I often put a lot of stuff through the amp. And various sort of weird pedals and stuff. Trent Reznor uses a lot of these. They, all I seem to get out of it is a sort of scratchy kind of ringing tone. But they're good for some things. I should have more of these plugged in so I can give you more of a demo really, but it's not that interesting. And that's about it.